Ohio State's head cheerleading coach no longer listed on the athletic department's employee page.
And as fences along the South Oval were taken down, fences around Mirror Lake were being put up.
You're watching Buckeye News Now.
I'm Alice Bacani.
And I'm Alexandria Chapin. You're watching Buckeye News Now.
As we go on the air tonight, we bring you breaking news. Buckeye TV and our news partners at The Lantern brought you a story last week about sexual harassment complaints against 2 cheerleading coaches who were fired as a result. Now we found out that the head cheerleading coach, Buckman, is no longer listed as an employee on Ohio State's athletic department page. Stay with us for details and find the full story on thelantern.com.
Icy water has never stopped students from taking the plunge on Mirror Lake Jump Night, but now a university mandate may be freezing out those jumpers. Asia Gore has more on this story.
A lot of students try to prove their Buckeye spirit by jumping into Mirror Lake, but now to jump into Mirror Lake, they'll have to prove they're Buckeyes. Admission to Mirror Lake now comes in the form of a red wristband, a term of entry that the university calls a ticket to safety.
Really is about how can we help our students be as safe as possible so that we don't have situations that we think would be untenable.
Such a situation occurred earlier this year when a former student drowned in the lake, but the new stipulations go beyond this tragedy.
It really is all about the student safety.
But many students aren't all about it, and as fences go up around the lake perimeter, questions arise about the sanctioning of the jump.
They don't sanction the event, but now they're going to make you need wristbands to go here. It doesn't really make sense.
I know Ohio State's big on tradition and everything, and I think they're kind of disrupting it, and they should kind of just let students do their thing.
And some students did just that, creating a Facebook event to jump Monday night instead. Nearly 10,000 students were invited, 1,000 said they would attend. And just as they said they would, a university estimated 1,500 people braved the cold and jumped early. For those who played it safe, the university says students needn't worry about missing out on a wristband. They're technically unlimited, but that's only if you're a student.
I have friends that go to other schools that were usually do it with me, but now can't do it because you have to be a Buckeye student.
And if you considered snipping and sharing, OSU PD has an answer to that.
Certainly people will try to circumvent the safety measures. That's why staff will be there. There'll be plenty of staff, plenty of security, plenty of public safety presence that will be working with them to make sure those that are entitled to get in, our students, are able to do that.
For Buckeye TV, I'm Asia Gore.
As fences were put up along Mirror Lake, the fences along the South Oval were taken down earlier this week. They were originally put up in November 2010 because of the installation of geothermal wells. The installation was projected to finish in September of 2012, but problems with the drilling delayed the construction for over a year.
I think it's great. It just opens up the South Oval and it's more accessible for students and it's just open and I think everyone's happy about it.
It's pretty neat. When I actually saw them, it was on the way back from the football game and I actually ran through joyously because it was the first time I could since I've been a student. So it was pretty cool.
I mean, a lot better, and kind of sucked having it being like your walking ability being hindered, and it kind of looked pretty bad, so it's nice to finally be able to walk through.
In other South Oval news, to celebrate its reopening and to rally against that team up north, the Beat Michigan Festival and Pep Rally was held on the South Oval. Joining students at the rally will feature Brutus Buckeye, the OSU Marching Band, Coach Urban Meyer, and Heisman Trophy winner Eddie George. The festival featured laser tag, pumpkin smashing, a zip line, music, and food trucks.
Students without a car will soon have another option for getting around campus. Campus Park has signed a renewable annual permit with Car2Go, a point-to-point car sharing service. Users can leave the car in any of the designated parking areas, which stretches over more than 30 square miles from Clintonville to Schiller Park. Students must pay a register fee of $35 at first, and rates are about $14 an hour. Parking, gas, insurance, GPS navigation, and vehicle maintenance are all included in the fees.
Car2Go is great for students, for faculty, and staff. Essentially what it allows you to do is park on campus without having to pay for parking. It allows students who are freshmen who can't own a car otherwise to have access to a vehicle to get around town and back to campus. And it also is great for faculty and staff members who want to commute to campus and live in the community. So really it opens up transportation options for everyone here on campus.
Over the holiday break, Buckeye Mail will undergo a small upgrade. Students will need to take a few steps to prepare for the upgrade on December 18th. By confirming connection settings of any email clients and mobile devices, the Buckeye Mail upgrade will include a different navigation system, the ability to connect with your Facebook and LinkedIn accounts, and offline access.
You may hear some familiar voices as we take a look at Acappella groups at OSU.
And we'll tell you where students can find a nice Thanksgiving meal if they're staying on campus for the holidays.
Don't go away.
There are many different ways that OSU students show their pride during Beat Michigan Week. And a game of dodgeball will have students ready to beat Michigan and cancer. Ritika Shaw has more.
12-year-old Buckeye fan and pediatric cancer patient Grant Reed named his tumor Michigan and beat it. Ohio State's student chapter of a nonprofit called Kick It is helping other terminally ill children do the same. Kick It held a dodgeball tournament in Grant's honor as part of OSU's Beat Michigan Week.
Kick It donates all the money towards research studies across the nation, so I guess that helps, try to find a cure for children's cancer, but also just to spread the awareness of people like, kids like Grant Reed who are struggling. There hasn't been a drug in over 20 years for pediatric cancer, so I just think that this would hopefully, I want to change that.
Nora O'Connell says she chose to participate because she has a close connection to the organization.
When I heard that it was coming to Ohio State, I couldn't be more excited because it was something that I had such a close connection with in high school. I think it's important for this cause, especially because pediatric cancer research gets such a small fraction of the funds that go towards cancer research as a whole. It's fun. I mean, we come out here, we get a little sweaty, we just have a blast. I mean, there's music in there, it's so much energy, and it's so great to see all of these different students from different diversities of life come together and for a single cause, and it's a great one.
Reporting for Buckeye TV, I'm Ritika Shaw.
November is almost over and awareness for prostate cancer is growing right along with those beards and mustaches. Alexandria Chapin isn't participating, but she does have more on No Shave November.
Movember is an organization, it's a global organization. It actually started in Australia with 30 guys sitting around, and they wanted to do something similar to like No Shave November and put an education piece behind it. So they decided growing out their mustaches for the month of November and bringing men's health to the back of it, end of it. So bringing education and awareness to men's health, specifically prostate and testicular cancer. The most rewarding thing is when you can talk to somebody, a guy, about their health, and they're like, yeah, that's actually important, and they go get a health check.
You've seen them in studio for Buckeye Interview's Halloween episode, as well as crooning at the end of the Buckeye TV Rivalry Game Live special. Buck That performs once again, but this time alongside some fellow acapellas. Asia Gore is tuning in.
So how do you feel tonight's performance went?
I feel it went great. The defense was a little off, but for the most part, I think we tackled the team pretty well.
tackled the team pretty well. Now, what technique did you use to practice that?
Basically, we took Keshav, our main tenor, and got him to sing really loud, which caused everyone's heads just kind of like that.
Okay, so the game plan for an a cappella group may not be exactly like the football team, but Buck That came to the Throwback Thanksgiving ready to play. The annual performance of OSU a cappella groups brings together students for holiday harmonies.
The people are really nice, and there's something about just getting together and harmonizing. I don't know why, but yeah, it's hard to explain.
Hard to explain, so why not just listen instead? The voices of many singers are new to the world of music performance, like freshman Victoria Hotstetter, who performed a solo during the show.
Never been in an a cappella group before. I was just in choir and show choir in high school, and of course Pitch Perfect is really popular, so I wanted to experience it firsthand.
And regardless of whether or not you've seen the movie, the different performances of the evening had a style for just about everyone. For Buckeye TV, I'm Asia Gore.
Many students will be heading home for Thanksgiving this week, but for some, home is too far away to make the trip. Dan Hope has a story on where students staying on campus can get a nice Thanksgiving meal.
Many OSU students return home to be with their families on Thanksgiving, but for international students, that often is not an option. Fortunately, there are opportunities for international students to celebrate the holiday, both at OSU and around Columbus. One such opportunity is OSU's annual Thanksgiving dinner, which will bring together an estimated 1,600 students, faculty, and staff to celebrate the holiday.
It provides them with the opportunity to, one, celebrate an American holiday. Not many countries or continents outside of the United States and Canada celebrate Thanksgiving. And it provides them with an opportunity to share Thanksgiving with people who they would not normally share Thanksgiving with, and learn about each other's cultures and engage in positive dialogue as well as enjoy a good meal.
Co-chair Jianchen Zhang, an international student herself from Canton, China, said her first experience attending the Thanksgiving dinner was a very positive one.
I have heard of Thanksgiving before, but since I don't have my family here, it's impossible for me to celebrate this special holiday with my family. So it is amazing that I could celebrate this American holiday on campus with people from different parts of the world or different parts of the U.S. to come together.
Tickets for OSU's Thanksgiving dinner are available at 100 Oxley Hall, the Hale Black Cultural Center, and the Ohio Union Information Desk while supplies last. For Buckeye TV, I'm Dan Hope.
When we come back, we'll be joined by our Assistant Sports Director, Franz Ross, to bring us our weekly sports update.
And we'll take a look at your weather forecast for the Thanksgiving break.
Don't go away. Welcome back. We're now joined by our Assistant Sports Director, Franz Ross, to bring us our sports report. Franz, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. To adjust to the heavy snow and frigid temperatures from Saturday, Ohio State relied on the run game to defeat Indiana, gaining 311 yards of total rushing offense. It was perhaps the defense who sealed the victory for the Buckeyes, only letting up 14 points against Indiana. Ryan Shazier was named Big Ten Player of the Week for his performance, putting up some 20 tackles, with 5 of those coming for a loss. With their win against Indiana, Ohio State solidifies their status atop the Leaders Division and clinches a spot in the Big Ten Championship. Additionally, the Buckeyes' win over the Hoosiers is their 23rd consecutive win, making this victory streak the longest in Ohio State football history.
Oh man, we're playing pretty good right now. You know, the foot on the pedal, playing hard each and every down, and it's just play a team ball game, and things turn out just like this.
It was a great performance all the way around, and not even close to last year. Effort at one point was a problem in last year's game. Since that day, their effort hasn't been a problem. We had some, execution errors over the year that you're going to have in football, but let me assure you, there's no effort issue at Ohio State.
Last week's match against Indiana was Ohio State's final home game of the year. Our Assistant News Director Alice Bacani toughed it out in the cold to see how the seniors felt about attending their last game as students.
Fans braved frigid temperatures and snow to make it to the game, and as they celebrated the last home game of the season, they got to cheer on the graduating football players as they are recognized for Senior Day. Family members of the 18 graduating football players lined up along the field with flowers as the players were greeted by both Coach Urban Meyer and Brutus Buckeye on the 50-yard line. As the fans cheered the seniors on, some remembered fond moments of their favorite athletes.
My favorite memory was when Kenny beat Purdue last year. That was pretty great. And all I'm thinking about is I hope Kenny just does awesome in the NFL. I hope he's a first-round draft pick. I think it's possible. I'll miss Kenny, mostly Kenny. Yeah, Kenny.
But it's not just the players' last time in the shoe. Graduating students talked about what they will miss most from the stands.
The thing I'll miss most is like being a student. It's like Carmen, Ohio at the end. Like we cheer so hard all game. We root for our Buckeyes the whole way. And at the end, we all come together and sing Carmen. And that'll be the moment where it'll really hit me that it's all going to be kind of wrapping up. But we got a great future ahead, so it'll be fun.
The atmosphere of the games. I've been coming to Buckeye games since I was a little kid. I've sat all around the stadium, but there's no atmosphere like the student section.
Even though they will be graduating from OSU, some seniors said this isn't their last game as a Buckeye.
Absolutely. I've been a Buckeye fan my whole life. That won't change in the slightest, so I will definitely be back in the future.
While most fans bundled up, others left their clothes at home.
I did it last year too. I'm pretty cold right now, but it's fun to do it. I like it.
Through the snow and below freezing temperatures, some fans say will still stay until the end.
Stand for Carmen. You got to stay for Carmen every game. If you're a real OSU student, you stay for Carmen.
Reporting for Buckeye TV, I'm Alice Bacani.
As soon as Kenny Guyton knelt down to secure a Buckeye victory on Saturday night, Rivalry had officially begun. While Urban Meyer did deliver a Buckeye victory last year, it will be a new challenge as OSU will head to Ann Arbor to play in the Big House. Looking to extend their win streak to 24, the Buckeyes are dead set on bringing home another win against that team up north.
I don't know, there's just a dislike for that team up north, and I think every guy gets a little bit of added motivation from that, and Coach Meyer definitely gets a little bit of added motivation from that. And when he gets that feeling, I think it filters down to us.
I grew up in the 10-year war, and I learned to dislike Michigan at a very young age. And but no, you never really truly appreciate till you're behind the walls here and find out how serious it is.
Now let's take a look at our weekly weather forecast. On Wednesday, we've got a chance of snow with temperatures in the 30s. On Thanksgiving, temperatures will stay in the 30s with foggy skies. For Black Friday, temperatures will climb to the 40s with partly cloudy skies, and temperatures will stay in the 40s with partly cloudy skies through Saturday.
That's all we have for you this week. Thanks for watching.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook for more campus news.
Have a good holiday weekend.